able to then, when all this was going on, and I didn't know what was really happening, just seeing all these strikes happen. I got a strike, fan accounts got taken down. Thought, right, if RCA are saying it's not them, who
is it?
Who do I seek out and ask what's going on? And I did, and I reached out, and I did get a quite good response about what has been happening. Regards to the last kind of wave of takedowns and this takedown. So yeah, I don't know if you want to get into that now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense to you. Yeah, why not? Go for it.
So Ricoh was employed by RCA, Future History Management, to protect Sleep Token's IP.
Yeah.
Because when Sleep Token started getting quite big, a lot of bootleg merch companies started, using unlicensed imagery and art to sell to fans. And I think there was a lot of scamming of fans during that time.
We were saying, we were having this chat, I thankfully was protected by my bank and everything, but I ordered from somewhere that looked legit and then hadn't had any updates, hadn't seen anything, and was then I went back to check, the website no longer existed, and I was able to contest it, get my money back, but not everybody is able to do that, and it looked legit. It was what they clearly had done was actually take just images of licensed products and create a fake website.
So that's what Ricoh was employed to do, was to take down those companies. And just try and protect the space, really. But as with everything, nothing's fucking perfect. And unfortunately, I think the Ricoh mainly uses AI to see.
Hence my point earlier.
What to strike.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in that,
there's a lack of nuance.
Unintentional strikes happen to people who are innocent parties in it all. And I think that's probably why it took so long to kind of address it, because you've got to kind of weigh up the pros and cons. We're trying to protect the space as a whole and Sleep Token's IP. But we're also upsetting fans at the same time. What is the middle ground between this?
Because, like you say, that first point as well is also about protecting and supporting fans so that they don't get scammed. They don't buy inferior quality stuff. You don't get annoyed at something that you've put a lot of time and money into. When because we've all talked before about the official merch, let alone the officially licensed merch, which is great, but their official merch is amazing. And
absolutely, we're all adoring it right now.
This is Hot Topic. I'm so sorry.
It's all great quality stuff, genuinely so cool.
And in the chat, it is a tightrope to walk. AI does need some coding updates. You are right.
Yes, for sure.
So we've had a few emails back and forth and stuff, and I wanted to make it kind of clear that there is obviously a lot of discourse in the fandom at the moment, and a lot of uncertainty about what's going on. And they did say that they are really, really kind of upset about the situation as a whole. It's not what they ever intended. It's going after fan art was never the intention. Only these, bootleg companies that are ripping off fans. So
we've always seen support from the band with fan art as well. I think we've now seen it. They've put out a story which is supporting the fan art, and they reposted a few bits from the community. I know 3 was particularly active with reposting stuff in the past as well, especially when EIA first came out a year ago. So I think that's why it probably looked really confusing for people to be what's going on? Why are we now being taken down? And as we've examples just on this channel. The fan art is such a big part of the community for them as well, and I've never seen such a talented creative community before, in terms of the art outlet. So I think that's
and they're aware of that. There was one line that really got to me. I'm not gonna say anything else, but in terms of it, but there was one line that really got to me, and it was just thank you. You want to keep talking while I try and find it?
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, there's a couple of
give me a minute.
There's a couple of comments in the chat about the blanket attack being kind of lazy, which I think is a fair point, and that AI being used for detection, but everything should be checked. I think this is the thing. There comes a point where, for those kinds of companies, and this is complete speculation, efficiency and cost, there's the balance of that. This is not to agree with it, but just to say, in a commercial world, that's where you lose. You lose one thing. Either you are incredibly expensive and you do everything by hand, or you are cheap and efficient, but you end up in the situation like this. And I think for this situation, what the balance ended up being was yes, there's damage to the reputation and to the fan base by not going after fake websites and people ripping people off, because also it's not just there are loads of people that rip off fan art as well, which is another element that's a thing. So there's the balance of that reputation, then there's also the balance of the reputational damage for this happening in the first place.
And it's not also, I think it's also not the first time this kind of thing has happened within this community either. So I think it kind of was like a last straw maybe for some people.
Yeah.
And the timing was absolutely awful.
Oh, the timing was
absolutely awful. And it's so disappointing that this all had to happen at the release of such a fucking phenomenal album.
Right.
I think we're all aware, that album should have just taken the whole limelight, because it's fantastic, but unfortunately it was overshadowed with the discourse and upset in our community of what the fuck is happening? Why is this happening? And again, I think I said to you, this happened once before.
Yeah.
Why again? Why again?
And
I
was gonna say, as Sapphire Salthouse says, it the last time it tended to be actual artists as opposed to the people selling blankets on AliExpress. And I do not know about IP law, but I don't know masses about IP law or that potential, but that process. Sorry, but I could easily see that a relatively basic AI program would just would go for sleep token and that, rather than nap voucher. You know what I mean? Which is the way they get around it.
I think somebody's generally asking about RICO and going forwards with the the label with them. And I think it's basically the Future History Management are very conscious of everything that's going on, and they are very aware of taking action, and I'm sure they've had a very stressful few weeks trying to sort this out, but they're not happy either with everything that's gone on.
And I think
very basically, right?
Yeah, and I think it's they just said that. So Alchemy says it's really disheartening to see people like yourselves and Nat having to hide, feeling like you have to hide work. It's really disheartening.
Well, that was out of pure protection, because the thing with Instagram is if you get 3 strikes, I think this is the way it goes. If you get 3 strikes, then you're out, and I think it takes a lot to get the account back after that.
But I think they have managed to reinstate Nat and Bunbo and stuff.
Okay, so but at that point, I think.
But it's why take the risk, isn't it? And
and I think Cupcakes our very good, great evening, has said that people are scared to kind of tag people, but yeah, somebody's saying our art is safe to post fan art online now.
Yeah.
I think the general consensus is yes, right?
So I think what I can say as well is that RCA, I keep saying RCA, Community Management are no longer working with Ricoh anymore.
Yeah.
So Ricoh, although they were doing their job, not
to the quality of what you can speculate on.
They wouldn't.
They will not be working with with them anymore.
There'll obviously be other supporting but like it's not gonna affect.
So that's not to say like that there isn't going to be something else that's a bit better at it. But what I do know is that as a fan artists can start sharing their work and be safe in this space again. It will not happen again. And what else was there? What was I going to say?
I think we got
all strikes as well are going to be rescinded. So all strikes that are still up, so I've still got a strike up, but they're all getting redacted. So
it'll just take some time as well, just to stress that.
Because also on the flip side, like Instagram's process for like fighting the strikes is ridiculous, and it's also AI. So like someone else has to go. Anyway.
That's a massive pain. Like Instagram's process of getting things like reviewed and rescinded and stuff, and like who's been hit by it, and it's his music, man, on his subscription. So like, it's even happening to them. So I'm sure, like for everybody that's listening, I'm sure the band are just as pissed off.
Well, I think what we did get 100%. Not only the reposting of fan art, which they haven't done in a while, was an olive branch, was a nice gesture, but we got that post, which was a very Sleep Token post, and it was very clear about.
It got me very emotional in the morning.
I know.
We had a chat in the morning.
I know. I was like, I think I voice noted you. Oh no, I text you, and I just got don't create.
Yeah, it was freedom. Excuse me.
It was incredibly
freedom.
And somebody,
I think it was needed.
Somebody let Vessel 2 log back into that account.
Well, that line that I was trying to find before was as the fan. Hopefully, this will be the end. As the fan community is able to blossom again with its creativity. So they know like how creative our community is and
how integral it is to the success of the band.
Yeah,
absolutely. And like for sure, like I don't think there's any time since I've found the band where I go onto any social media platform and there's not been some sort of art. And I think that's what's so striking about the community that they've got around them, because it is just so talented. And maybe that attributes to a certain type of person who listens to their music, right? But like, I think it's just really let's go into all the tisms and stuff that I'm just telling you around crazy. But yeah, you know what I mean, right? But yeah, I just think it's great that they've actually taken action on it and come out with that. I think it was really needed, and thank you, Rosie, for reaching out to get some answers as well. I think they were very aware of the situation. But I think it's great that they've got that kind of port to be able to.
And I think it is
their message.
I think it is also really important that like you can view something as like a management team. You can view something happening and be like, yeah, categorically that's bad, and that is an issue for like our relationship, like promotional like management and stuff. But it's another thing to then have people actively reach out to you and really just expose a little bit, just expose how bad it is, or give you like the reality of what's happening. And it's like, I was thinking about this earlier, like it is because in the same way that like one small thing can really damage a reputation, one small action can also really bring that back on track. And like there's a lot of chat about you know, like there's a lot of chat in the my mouse won't work. Oh, there we go. A lot of chat around like, you know, them just posting that reel and putting like, you know, it's 3 sentences or 3 it's what is it?
It means so much.
And it means so much because it's very evident that they've heard. And it felt like them as well. It doesn't feel like a PR company or their management. It genuinely felt like like Vessel had swiped her phone and been like, there we go.
I really wish he did do that.
I think he probably did, to be quite honest. It's the being heard, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And they have said like if there is any more issues that anyone is facing with strikes and that sort of thing, let me know. I'll pass it over and hopefully get it all sorted.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at like so there's a general chat with just in the chat is someone likened the This Is Arcadia to this as Sparta from 300, and then someone was like, oh, they kicked Rico to the curb, and then someone was like, that scene from 300 with the hole. We're like and yes, it is like when 3 went on his liking rampage.
See? And I think
it felt so incongruous to the band.
Like,
I think that was the thing. It felt like this is not the band. Because that's not their life.
No, because they don't treat their fans like shit.
No.
They just don't. They're appreciative of what they've got. And again, it comes down to, like, as special as they are still human beings that, you know, we can't speak to their individual personalities, but we do relate to them on that level too. You know, they can be goofy, they can be sexy, they can be funny as fuck, you know, so that's why we love them, right? And they do appreciate the art. They are artists themselves, so...
Exactly, they're creators themselves, and the very few interviews that we got from Vessel at the very start said the music was up for interpretation. He's an artist. He knows that like people are going to create from that, and and it was kind of like, you know, welcome. Like, it sounded welcome. Like, it's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
So the strikes did not align. I think that's one of the main things that really pushed me to kind of stick my neck out and reach out and be like, what the fuck's going on? But
and I'm sure they appreciate it as well. And it is like super helpful because they need that. It's hard for them to get that bridge as well, because it's not like they can just like, be like any other band and be like, oh, hi guys, we don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got to do it in their way. And what's so hard is, I think, like, the way it works when they're on stage and stuff, like, what is it, like 70% of our like language is through body, like, and movement. So without that, and them being anonymous as well, and then they can't write certain things, do you know what I mean? I think that's what makes it really difficult, and that obviously they haven't got a physical presence at the minute because they're not touring. So I think it was so difficult. And then when everything started happening and everybody's like, what the f is going on? And I think also there'd been a lot of, I know we keep like laughing about it, but like there's been a lot of obtaining over the last, like, well, since EIA came out, and you know, we haven't had our tour yet in the UK. Hello, Seat Taken. We really do want you back at home. And EU,
or Europe, that's absolutely fine. Just allow me time to renew my passport. That's all I ask.
Just somewhere close. Please, somewhere close.
Anywhere. We will take anything. But like, you know, I think, you know, there's been a lot of that as well. And I know I've certainly had messages from people being a bit frustrated about it, being like, oh, you know, it's now just getting a bit ridiculous. I know we've had the anniversary stuff, and I was like, please take my money. Whatever. But yeah, I think there's just like, you know, a lot of general feeling, and then that's kind of led up to this, and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think with like that stage setup that they've got is insane. So if you kind of how they're funding that whole setup and their 100 crew, their money comes from merch. Unfortunately,
the
majority.
For merch.
So
And
you had to ship all that over from download to the US.
Yeah.
100 crew, massive stage, a fucking waterfall for
Not
Christ's
even
sake.
that. They had to ship it from Germany to the UK, then over to the US.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So,
my personal take on
the things are annoying, like,
but it means
if you kind of think about it in that way of like it's funding a tour.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
because the music, unfortunately, like the music won't fund the tour.
No,
exactly. The music does not fund the tour.
No. Well, I think like Andy Copping said that they took a massive loss on download
100%.
with the staging and stuff, and that's just how it is. But that like is like a testament to what the message they're trying to get across and things, and how much they care about their performances. And I think that's the kind of thing that people need to remember.
Point.
Exactly.
So Alchemy says, "I wouldn't doubt they have 2 sets." Which, right, my personal theory, given that we've now had the instrumental, is that whatever UK EU tour, whatever tour comes next, it's going to be a ruined version of the stage.
Oh, I love that.
What do you think? Let's go on to the artwork.
Also, Alchemy asked about what flavour monster was that. I don't know who.
I was like, what?
Ultra Peach?
Ultra Peachy.
There we go.
Ultra Peachy Keen.
Peachy Keen. There you go.
Yeah.
But with the new artwork, what happened to Arcadia? It's like in ruins. Like, what is going on?
It's amazing.
What do we think is going on there?
Well, I think it was probably hinted at already with the preview, the previous like full album. It was already hinted at. So I think we're kind of just. For me, it seems like it's just following along with the story going forward, right? So I can't speak on any more about it. For me, I just like when it appears, and then I'll go with it as opposed to try and speculate. I know everyone has their own way of doing things, but I'm just excited for where we go next. For me, that's a boring answer.
I think it's artists, like what imagery are we gonna get? Just can't wait to like see what's next.
I have so many theories, which I've said on this.
I saw some things. Yeah, I know. I saw some things which is like there's the whole factions thing, which is like the battle must continue, the cycle must end.
The house must endure. Thank you very much. No.
Sorry.
The battle continues was a separate thing, just to be clear.
Oh, okay. But is the battle still going? That's what people are like speculating at the minute, because it's burned down. So is it done? Like, or
is that like the aftermath? Is that the aftermath of enduring, or is that the end of Arcadia?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, are we moving on to something else? Like, what is it? And then a few people have likened the imagery that we've just got with the instrumental version to like the gods visualizer, where it's like everything's crumbling. And a few people have made that comparison. Like, are we going? I know we said this though, but like, are we going back to that point? Like, is everything in order, or is it all a bit mishmashy? We won't know. We have no idea. But it's just interesting.
Well, Sapphire Stormclouds, I hope there are new costumes. Like we've had this conversation before about whether this was have we had House Viridian costumes given the color scheme, and are we getting Feathered Host costumes? And in fact, if you check our Instagram, the wonderful Bean did like a mock-up of it. It's really, really cool. And there was also sorry, just having to scroll back through the chat again. Everyone has a fabulous username. Dimples Rigatoni. Question for Rosie. Would you be comfortable if I pass along the message that other artists can get in touch with you if there are any issues in the future?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Any artists in the community, if there are issues, let me know and I'll pass it on to the team. He said he's more than happy to have the team look at it.
You know what? Is it quite flattering that you've had the that you've been targeted? Do you know what I mean? Like, flip it on its head, because like obviously you've got an attention of someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got enough followers for it to. I know it's been, but I'm trying to put a nice spin on it, Rosie, for you. But like, silver linings and all. It's still a pain, but it's nice that you've got the platform.
It's not a pain. If I could help any of the other artists, like this space should feel safe.
Yeah.
So that it's not a pain in that sense. It's just I don't know how I got myself into this shit. And that's all.
Like situations.
Yeah.
Jim glad you like. Yeah, awesome. So glad you like the username. We do. And Evolution OFC. It said EIA was only 10th. Yeah, I think it's something we've covered. Compared to the other albums, the album cover for the instrumental is different from the original, which is a departure from the other instrumental albums using the same artwork. That is very valid. Could be reading into things. You're probably not.
I think with this band, you're never reading into things enough. And I also, I've thought for a long time, and I'm probably wrong, but the album, even not taking into account that it's 2 songs shorter than others and blah 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 blah, the album doesn't feel finished to me. Like, it feels like there is another half to it.
I've heard that rumor too.
But it just feels like that to me. It's not even like
yeah.
But you could be right. That's the beautiful thing about it, right? So because it feels like let's say it was a loop ultimately.
Yeah.
So what are we getting coming out of the loop if we are coming out of the loop? And I was just going to say earlier in regards to the tours they do, like sometimes it's just album to album to album is where you get like a new story, new art. But even during their tours, they're creating or evolving the story as they go along as well. Whether you visually or him talking with Sleep, it just makes it more fascinating and immersive. So when you're seeing them live, you're fully getting an experience. You're not just getting a band just coming on stage, ripping some songs, and then doing whatever backstage afterwards. You know, it's fully immersive.
Yeah. We did.
I think
I haven't.
It's crazy. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I haven't edited it yet, but we did a glitches on like the actual tour shows as a stream, and that will be up on YouTube at some point when I get time.
Rosie, go on.
I was just saying, like, people that aren't like massive fans and see them live complain that they don't talk. Like if you are in the music and you know the band and like followed the law, it makes not just they're anonymous, but like it tells a story as well. It's not needed. It saves so much of the visuals and the lighting and everything like that. Like it's not needed. That's all I was gonna say.
No, I agree with you. I get it. I think there's a lot of it's like download. I know there was a lot of people that I knew that went and didn't know of them, or wanted to watch them to see what the hype was about, and they went to see them and they were like, oh, why don't they talk? And I was like, oh my god, you've got to kind of like explain the background of it. I think also that's why it's really special when they do like arena tours and stuff, because it's people who like get it, like all of us, where like we fully understand the background of it. The festivals, you're always going to get people who are a bit like, huh? And I get that, because it's not your typical kind of thing. But it is like a performance, it's a show, it's a story. What that story is right now, we have no fucking idea.
We have thoughts.
we've got theories, but there is a story.
And also, And also, what's Vessel going to say between the songs? Oh, Bowie can get our merch.
Okay.
I'm saying we've got pens and everything. Like, go for it.
Cupcake's a very good say. They don't need to talk to us. As we all know, we're all now telepathically linked to this band and each other. Which, you joke, but I sat at the Parish Drum Show and I went to Gemma. I just went, he's going to come out and play this, and this. And then he did exactly that.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like... Because she was like,
I think someone's working behind the scenes, aren't they? I'm not saying.
Oh my god, I wish. She was like, I just like.
You're a double agent. That's what you are.
Secret undercover. I swear to God, if you are, you've not told us. Living.
You would know by now.
I know we would not expect to get that.
I would not have been able to keep that from you.
No, you wouldn't.
But the telepathic link.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. Somebody said sends a mental image of Vessel writhing against the microphone. Sorry, not sorry. You don't need to be sorry. That's fine.
Happy days.
Happy days, indeed. But yeah, I think it is very much like, I think they've proven that they don't need to speak. Like, everything can be said.
The music speaks for itself.
Yeah, the music and literally a simple hand gesture. Done. I mean, they've got their stage antics, don't they? Which is like, you can get a bit of a vibe of their personalities through it. I think it's like almost kind of breaking character a little bit and having fun with it. But yeah, like the whole point of it is the music speaks for itself. Like, that is just it.
Exactly.
Like,
what I would like to see one day though is Vessel's come out to the microphone, and then he looks like he's about to say something. And just...
You know what? People would go feral for a cough, Rick, to be honest.
Oh, gosh, they're like... again. Oh my god.
Take my money. When he came out and did his little laugh after playing the Evanescence intro, like we've all seen it, because it becomes like any noise from his mouth which isn't singing becomes so like prominent. It's like such a big deal. I think they've played a fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did hear him say thank you when I saw him at Wembley when he lost his voice. Yeah,
I know that. Was bad. What was that like? Amazing. There, like, oh my god,
amazing. To be honest with you, I think it's kind of ironic that we talk about him talking, but in the sense of like he couldn't really sing for most of the gig.
Yeah.
But it still didn't matter because everyone was there for them and everyone was in unison. You know, they were singing along. Yeah, exactly. Or headbanging. I mean, I couldn't see shit, obviously, because I'm one of the short ones, but it was amazing just to be there.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, I just forgot the license, shall I? Yeah. But I loved it. I had a great time. I just headbanged my head off, so... Yeah, it was a great time. But it really was. Yeah, I don't think I would change it, to be honest with you. It'd still be amazing if they were on peak. Everyone was able to sing and drum whatever, but that alone, I think it showcased exactly how special that band was and how great the community was as well. So, I think even when there's a failure, there's not really a failure.
I think
it must have been heartbreaking for them as well to get it's such a big moment for them, and then I can only imagine what it was like being poorly for that performance. It must have sucked because I think we could probably all deduce that they're quite particular about how they do everything, hence why it's so immaculate, and it must have been devastating. So, but to have that support from
that's what makes it worth it, right?
Yeah.
Because as soon as I remember this, of course, there was the initial disappointment. Sorry, when Sam came out and said, sorry, but Vessel can't sing. There was that initial, oh, fuck, kind of thing. Or because it could have really gone south if they all of a sudden just stopped. But they didn't. They carried, I think, because they carried it through and made it their own. Vessel, doing bicep curls and all that kind of stuff. It was still a great show. So yeah.
I think it's back to what we were saying about with the instrumentals being absolute standalones. You don't. It's not that you don't miss the vocals. It's just that it's different and it is a standalone section of music, which is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
People you can enjoy it either way.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can do.
There was so firstly to the Wembley show, seeing Bloodsport at the end with that particular emotion. Fair.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then even with all the meticulous planning, Ivy still gets eaten by the curtain.
Yeah, he did. we were like, fuck sake, and that fucking curtain at download.
But at download, right? Because I was like, I was barrier on the right hand side, so I was barrier on Ivy's side, and we watched them put Ivy's like mark down, then look up and go and move it back, and we were like, yeah, no curtain this time.
Like, fuck sake.
Oh my god.
Dimple
download was awful.
It's so annoying.
Struggle.
What they put it up and they brought it down. They put oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, please just stay. Like the weather had been immaculate until that point.
And then get pissed down
for like half an hour. Yeah. And then like poor 3 just like on that side with the curtain going. It's like. Well, I'll just pretend that didn't happen.
Oh, it was mental. It was so ridiculous as well. I was like drenched. I remember doing the recording and like it came down. I was like, fucking curtain. And like halfway through the beginning of Look to Windward, fuck's sake. And it was like you were waiting for that big drop and you could feel they were probably like, oh, for fuck's sake. But anyway, like, Dimple says, for the Wembley performance, it's probably why he was also so emotional because everybody, like, you know.
100%.
And poor man looks like a kicked puppy. What are we talking about? And somebody said you don't mess with Fassel when he's in a playful mood. Maybe, yeah. Oh my god, I was like watching that recording back. Always kills me because he stood by Sam like. Like, it makes me so sad.
Like you got into the like head teacher's office, like sorry.
Yeah. I don't have to be shit. Oh my god, he's a human. Yeah, I know, shocker. He can still dance like Dracula. He can. And Vacoon, great name, has said what a lot of bands say between songs is quite irrelevant. Like, hey, insert name, what's up? And nice to be here and see you and shit like that. Yeah, it's true, right? So, like, just get on, play more music. That comes along.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there are some bands that are great at crowd work, but then there are some bands that are just not. And, like, if it's not your strength, don't do it.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Don't be David Lee Roth. There you go. Yeah,
exactly. Four Shades has just mentioned my favourite, and I think like maybe we all would have like give a limb to be there, but Four Shades.
Oh my
God. I know, yeah, genuinely. Watch the recording of The Room Below. Yes, you love The Room Below. Not long ago, on the server, it's incredible. It is incredible, and I would, if I had a time machine, I would also give a limb.
Yeah,
I would go back to that. Like, well, I'd be there.
Yeah.
I'd go back to it.
We've done a watch along before, and I think we might need to do another one.
For sure, I would
definitely
watch continuously. I love that so much.
Please.
Dimple says in Wembley he looked like Mum, I threw up next to Sam. I get it. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. Bless him. It must have been shit for him. But yeah, that's super cool that you were there as well. But yeah, their performances are incredible. And just to bring it back to the big thing that's happened, the instrumental release, it's fucking incredible. And we were talking before we came onto this, but like there's so many bits that we hadn't heard, like all the different layers of the music, the howls / car braking.
That's all I hear. I'm sorry,
but it's fine. Like, but it's open to interpretation. But yeah, there's loads of different elements of it, and it's just wild. Like, I think for me, it was like, Infinite Bass, Look to Windward, and Gethsemane, where there's like so many different bits to it, which I don't necessarily provide.
I'm wearing dangerous earrings, by the way.
I've got mine's a summoning. I'm going back to the past.
Birthday earrings from Gemma.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. That's super cute. But yeah, what do we all think of it? I think it's fucking incredible. Like,
yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah, I knew I'd love it. It's fucking great. I was waiting for those extra details or samples or things you just wouldn't be able to pick up in the original mix. Like I think we said before, Dangerous, I think for me, just hits harder for some reason.
I love
I don't know why, but I love it. Yeah. And then we'll talk also about
so different.
Damocles does sound so different.
It does.
Yeah.
But we knew this because of the drum show. Because I remember watching, he played it at Porto. Porto? Yeah, I think he played it at Porto. And I was like, I did not hear that melodic line with the piano or the keys or whatever. When I listened to it with the vocal line, and I was like, that's amazing. I also, for me, like, because this is what I was saying, like, when we were chatting earlier, Caramel, despite being, like, largely, like, there being a lot of instrumental in the normal version, there's so many interesting bits when you get to hear it in the instrumental.
Like you said, we didn't realise that the whole sort of like music box sound goes that the whole thing. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
So good. Like, so I think EIA is probably the only track we'd heard is an instrumental before, right?
Because that was
Emergent.
Yeah. Emergence is wild on this, though. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say, got the Japanese version somewhere. Who I've put it. That had it on it.
We've got some.
Rick?
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I don't even know anymore. I just don't know what's going on. I was going to say, like we said about the instrumentals, we're hearing a lot more loops. Like you said, with EIA, Infinite Bass. I think with the instrumental itself, with the extra sounds, it's also telling the story along. Not just obviously Vessel's vocals, but there seems to be like an underlying story, and with the loop itself. That's kind of what I get from that in what I've listened to so far. I don't know if I can expound upon that, to be honest, but that's just the feeling I'm getting from it.
Nice. I think there's a few bits and pieces in the chat about like people not into ST but really loving the instrumental, like someone's sister, not somebody in the chat, obviously. And Provider, that's the thing. Provider with the organ at the beginning. Provider is incredible instrumental.
So good.
And yes, so Alchemy, the drumming.
So you'll take that one. And the Emergence instrumental is fire, yes, though. But
it is fire.
The craziest part of the instrumental was Infinite Bass at 6 minutes 30 mark when the song paused in silence, and the silence is deafening and haunting. Oh yeah, like they are incredible with their word painting with the music. But it's just awesome. I don't know what my favorite track is from an instrumental version.
Yes, Ella. Sorry, just for me, Provider instrumental had the most impact. It seemed much more melancholy rather than seductive, because this is what I've been saying all along about Provider.
We take different views on things, Zoe, and that is fine.
It is fine. But I also agree. Like, I think when you take the lyrics out of it, it doesn't feel like a
more yearly.
Song. It is more, but melancholy, I think, is a really good word for it.
Grieving?
No, just melancholy. I'm
okay.
And this is where Vessel's talent as a singer also shines through, because what you hear of the music, how would you have sung that basically? Yeah. How would you have come up with those melodies? What possessed you to go down that route? It's fascinating, and it changes the song, and that's why it creates more interpretations.
Yeah. And there's such a juxtaposition, I think, between the instrumental sometimes and the vocal line. So now we've taken it away. Damocles makes me cry as an instrumental version. I'm like, why
does it not make you cry with the lyric one? That's the one that makes me cry the most.
but I think it hurts me more as just the instrumental, and I don't know why. It feels you can. I think it's in the piano playing. He is an incredible pianist, and I think you can you just get the emotion comes across without the words, which is really interesting. But it's that, and Past Self was really interesting for me as well.
I love Past Self as an instrumental.
Yeah, so good. The little tinkly bits. Love that.
But they're also so much more layered than I thought. Like, because when you listen to the vocals over it, it seems quite repetitive. Like the actual music part of it seems quite repetitive. Then you listen to it as an instrumental, you're like, oh, it's not. It's like massively varied.
You have a huge appreciation for their like ambience that they create in the music, and there is like it's a proper like field of sound. Do you know what I mean? Which you don't really get when you hear it with everything like put together. But like just the instrumental, you're like, Jesus, there's so many different bits to this, and the elements.
There's so much going on.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel overwhelming though. I think that's the clever thing. Is like with the mix, it does not feel like it's too much.
Yeah.
But you can hear everything so clearly. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, kudos.
It feels like listening to Ian. Yeah, it feels like listening to the whole album again from the beginning. Like I haven't heard it before.
I've only just kind of thought about this now, actually. But what I think is kind of interesting is with the instrumental is how we all perceive it, how we listen to it, how we feel within it. With Vessel, it's him essentially reacting in the world he's created. If that makes sense, like hence the storytelling with his focus. Like obviously, you hear the heaviness of Infinite Baths, and then but it's purely him gutturally just letting everything go or letting everything out, however you want to put that. But I think that's another beautiful thing about the music is how we perceive it, and then what is he really feeling within those songs. I think it's fascinating, to be honest, and that's my really interesting take on it.
I think it is like it is just it's really. I think because the lyrics are really intricate as well. Like it depends what you focus on with the music, and I think like because everybody's really not everyone, a lot of people are really interested in the lore side of things. When the songs are released, you tune into the lyrics. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, what's he saying? Like, what story is he trying to paint? But there's a separate story that's already being created with the music and the instruments by themselves, which is now, I think, what we're seeing in a different lens too, which is just, it's freaking awesome. I'm very glad we have it. I do wish we had one for Take Me Back to Eden. Where is that? Hello, they missed an instrumental album. I really need that.
Fine Farm.
Yeah. Different label.
That's a short answer, probably.
Yeah.
You
will never have it.
Like, no, give it.
Well,
please,
because also we know that some of them exist. We know that some of them exist, or certainly stripped back tracks exist, because I say they exist. They exist on Two's computer. Whether they exist any further than that is a question I can't answer. Because I'm not a spy.
She said.
I would. Yeah.
She says.
I beg to differ.
Although, what I will say, eternally grateful to him playing Chokehold, because it means that I actually could finally hear the harmony, and like now I can sing it. I could not work it out. So there's a few things about somebody who has a very similar name to mine, which is freaking me out, but also excellent work. Another Zoe in the chat. I think we connect emotionally differently to an instrumental piece because lyrics place you within a story. Music without lyrics leaves space for the listener to project themselves into the song. I think, it's kind of what.
It sounds like it could be a soundtrack to like some sci-fi film or something, doesn't it?
That's what I was getting at. I was like,
Cupcakes Are Very Good says, me obsessing for 6 hours straight over time signatures and sleep token songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when you go and put like a reel, because I did this the other day, you put a reel up to a sleep token song, and there's a thing on Instagram where you can like get the beats, and it always just says for me, we cannot put beats on this. And I'm like, I know. I know. Please try, because I have to sit and manually do it. And you're like, add, move, add, that. It's like Two's drum beat. And you're like, oh, come on, it's changed time signature again, fuck's sake. But
I think AI is going to be Sentinel Gods.
Yeah, right? For sure.
And then 4 Shades, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's got you laughing either, but you're welcome. And they do exist on his computer.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, for the drum show, legit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's awesome. I think it'll be really exciting to see where they go with like the new artwork for Arcadia and stuff. I love that we've got some new anniversary merch as much as I want to tour. I think we all do.
I love that I got an instrumental album for my birthday. You're all very
congratulations
welcome.
on that. Yeah, thank you for that gift. So yeah, if the Obtain could like even out a little bit, so we can all like save up for a tour, that'd be great.
Just think that money is probably going to fund them touring. That's one way to look at it, to make it easier to digest.
That makes me feel better about like pissing away hundreds of pounds in the last few days. So I'll take that.
You're funding their tour. Just you yourself, Rachel, all the merch you bought, just funding their tour.
I'm a fucking nightmare, to be fair. I'm just like, oh, I want it. Actually, no, I want that as well. Oh, let's put it into 3 separate orders from America. This is fine. Like,
I mean, that's your problem, man. Like,
I know, just indecisive. That's my problem.
Lisa, you didn't know that Tomb has an instrumental album. Oh my god, I listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I get through work.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Tomb and Sundowning.
Yeah. I will say, although like my, like Spotify and like Wrapped and stuff, I don't listen to Spotify. I don't use Spotify. I use YouTube Music, and they do like an Unwrapped sort of thing. And consistently, my top played song is Two's Offering of Alkaline. So it's not the instrumental version. It's not the album instrumental version. It's like the live instrumental version.
Amazing.
Not that I have it on.
I mean, they play it differently. I know you totally do. But yeah, give us the Take Me Back to Eden instrumental, please. Yes, 4 Shades. I completely agree with you. We are begging. That would be great, since it is my favourite song in the whole world. That would be awesome. But well, yes, we need them all. So Lisa, yes, we do. Why not? Admittedly, I was tempted with Revolver's today's drop, but I abstained because I'm getting the silver necklace. Yes, Bella, I think 3 of us on the call were lucky enough to get the box. So yeah, we are getting those. My credit card is crying. I don't care. YOLO. There we go. We will celebrate your birthday by getting ourselves the box.
There you go. I've given you the excuse. You're very welcome.
Cheers. I'll take that.
The necklace does look really cool.
It does look super
I don't know what I'm going to do though,